Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the worthy one, the supremely enlightened one. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to our teacher, most venerable Pinnacle Bhujan Mahansi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, our previous two classes, we discussed about that basic foundation of Buddhism, right? Just to understand about what is Buddhism and how it was started and how it came to Sri Lanka and how it preserved to the future generation, and what are the sutta and how many types of sutta, like long discourses, silent discourses, connected discourses, numerical discourses, short discourses. Likewise, we discussed that the categories 18,000 suttas are included in the Buddha's teachings. Then after that, we discuss about that good karma, bad karma, how someone can collect good karma and bad karma from their bodily action, verbal action, and mental action. What are the bad bodily action? What are the good bodily action? What are the good verbal action and bad verbal action? Good mental action, bad mental action. Then most offensive karma you cannot recover it. Right? You will be definitely be born into a bad destination. Then we discussed about briefly about 10 worldly right view and 4 noble right view. Then we came that how someone can collect good karma. Initially, that we discussed about the practicing 5 precepts, and after that, practicing loving kindness meditation. So I want to bring you to that your attention more detail on karma. Like that Supreme Buddha is the one who understood in detail about karma. He explained that how someone did bad action and which place and which way he will experience all this bad karma to his life, right? Which environment. So we are going to discuss a little bit of the karma one of the sutta. So I'm going to share with you that sutta. This is called Chula Kamma Vibhanga Sutta. Chula means short, right? Short discourses about karma. It is in Majjhima Nikaya, 135th Sutta. Majjhima Nikaya is middle length discourses. In that Nikaya or this basket, there are 152 suttas. This is the 135th sutta. It is called Chula Kamma Vibhanga Sutta, the shorter discourse on analyzing karma. We can get some idea about that analyzing karma. So this is as I heard from the Blessed One. This was reported because the first Sangha Council, 500 enlightened monks, conducted that first Sangha Council after Supreme Buddha attained Parinibbana after 3 months. So in that Sangha Council, Anandamante was the one who memorized all the suttas. He was preaching, he was saying that. That's why it is always called, this is as I heard from the Blessed One. So those days, the Buddha was living in the province of Savatthi in Jetaspa at Anathapindika's monastery. Anathapindika, he was a banker. He was a rich person. He became a disciple of Supreme Buddha. He went to another city. His relative was there. They are getting ready to give dana to Supreme Buddha. He asked that why you are busy. He heard that they are going to give the dana to Supreme Buddha. All of a sudden, he heard the Buddha. He wanted to meet him. So he was sleeping. Next morning, he was planning to go and meet, but he couldn't sleep. He woke up early morning. He felt that he saw everywhere. It's not dark, right? So he was walking to see the Buddha. All of a sudden, in the middle of his way, he got fear. So everywhere became dark. Again, he gained that mindfulness. So he went to see, and Buddha was there to meet him. Then that was the first meeting of Anatha Pindika Brahmin. He met the Buddha. He became the disciple of the Buddha. Then he came back to Savatthi. He wanted to build a monastery to the Supreme Buddha and offer to all the Mahasangha, right? All the community of Sangha, Supreme Buddha, and Mahasangha. But when he was searching a place to build a park or a monastery, he couldn't find, but he found that nice, beautiful area. But it belongs to Prince Jetha. Prince Jetha was one of the King Pasenadi Kosra, the king who was ruling that area, his son. He went there and he met Prince Jetha and asked for that land. He said, if you can close entire land from the golden coins, even I have to think that to sell that land to you. So another Pandit Brahmins, he used all his wealth, and he using the chariot he brought all his golden coins and he closed entire area from the golden coins, right? So if you go to Jetavana monastery, still in India, the same place you can go and see, but that now it is very a small place, the land that day it was he closed that very large area, but he ran out of his coins, golden coins, under root of a tree he couldn't cover. So he sent a message to Prince Jetha. Prince Jetha, he came and he surprised because he never expected that another Pindika Brahmin will use all his wealth to cover entire land. When he saw that, he decided, okay, very good, rejoice whatever you did. So however, I don't need that money for this small area under the root of a tree. I will give you on my behalf this area, but only one condition. So you have to put my name to this monastery. Anatha Brahmin, he wanted to um, build a monastery to Supreme Buddha. So he agreed, and that's why still you can see still Jetavanarama monastery. Anathapindikas, but when we mention that Anathapindikas park or Anathapindikas monastery, Jetavanarama monastery, so we mentioned that both of the name, but in practically it is called Jetavanarama monastery. Okay, that's uh, the story behind that one. Okay, now it is Chulakamabanga Sutta, 135th Sutta, 152 suttas are in Majjhima Nikaya or Middle Length Discourses. One day, there was a Brahmin youth. His name was Subha, right? He came, but he was a son of Todeya's son. He approached the Buddha and exchanged greeting with him. When the greeting and polite conversation was over, he sat down to one side and asked the Buddha. And actually, that Todeya's son, so his father was very rich man, but very stingy and very greedy. He did not even offer alms or food to monks, right? So those days, monks they are with a bowl. They were going everywhere for the food, right? House to house. He never gave any food. Then he died. Todeya died. After a few months, Todeya's son got the small puppy. Okay, The dog was there when one day Buddha was going alms round in front of his house. It's a very big house. There was a servant at the gate. That dog started to bark at the Buddha. Buddha stopped and looked at the dog, said, Todeya, so earlier you were insulting monks, but still you are barking at monks. When the Buddha was said this one was heard by his servants. So the message went to Todeya's son, Subha. He came all the way, he worshipped the Buddha and he said, Recluse Gautama, my servant told me that you call this dog from uh, my father's name. What's the reason for this one? That time Buddha asked, so, okay, son, is there anything your father didn't give you? In that time, Todeya's son said, Subha, yes, Venerable Sir, my father did not give me. He had a golden stick, walking stick, and also he had golden slippers. He did not give me. So then Buddha said, okay, do one thing, make milk rice. Because Todeya was very like to eat milk rice. Make milk rice and give it bath to the dog. So and after that bath, give him to eat that milk rice. So keep him on the couch and pet him, and he will about to sleep. That time ask him, Father, where is your slippers and walking stick? So they did the same thing. Give a bath and prepare milk rice. Put on his the dog on the couch. When he's about to sleep, he asked. He put his mouth closer to his ears. Asked Father, where is your slippers and walking sticks? Dog jumped out of the couch. He ran behind his palace. He started from his both hands, two legs, start to remove some soil on the ground. He asked their servant to remove that area, and they searched. They found the slippers and walking stick. So that time we started from that time, the super became like pleasant mind on the Buddha. So then after this incident happened, now Todeya's son, Subha, came to see Supreme Buddha. And he came and he met the Buddha, and after having greeting, so conversation was over. He sat down to one side and asked the Buddha. This is the way that those days, right? So Buddha was walking, sometimes he's sitting under another root of tree, people come and meet him. Okay. Okay, then he asked that he asked, what is the cause, Master Gautama? What is the reason why among people some are seen to be low and some are seen to be great? Okay. Some are short-lived and some are long-lived. You know that among us, we can see some people live longer, some people live very short. And some people constantly sick, and some people are very healthy. Some people are ugly, and some people are very beautiful. Also, some people are weak, and some people are influential. Weak means that they are not that much persuasive, right? Some people poor, and some people rich. Some people they were born in low caste, and some people they are high caste. Some people are wise, and some people are not unwise, right? Why is that? He asked the Buddha. We can see that this kind of differences among the people. Okay. Now, after that, Buddha said, "Dear you, beings are the owners of their karma and heir to their karma. Karma is their determining factor of rebirth, their relative and their refuge. It's karma that divides being into low and great. So why it is happening? All these differences because of the karma. Buddha explained in brief. Okay. So after that, so then because Buddha explained this one very briefly, he did not understand. Right? He said, I don't understand the meaning of what Master Gautama has said in brief without explaining the details. Then he said, Master Gautama, please teach me this matter in detail so I can understand the meaning. So then that time Buddha said, well then youth, listen and pay close attention, I will teach. Uh, then Buddha said, yes. Master Gautama replied. Then the Buddha explained in details of all these things. Okay. Okay. Now, can see here. Can you see? I think first one. Take a woman or a man who kills beings because he is breaking the first precepts. He is violent, bloody-handed, a killer and cruel to beings. Right. So everyone, all these small beings, and everyone, because of such action, after death, he is reborn in the plane of misery, hell. So if he is not reborn in hell, because when somebody does this one as a reason to be born into hell, but if he is not reborn in hell, but instead of reborn in human world, then whatever he is reborn, wherever he is reborn, he is short-lived. Youth, in this way, killing beings, being violent, bloody-handed, and killer and merciless to beings is the path leading to short lifespan, right? So we can see that small kid died. That's the reason Buddha said. Okay. Further, Buddha said, but some people but take some woman or man who gives up killing beings. He's protecting first precepts. He puts aside rods, swords, and weapons. So he is ashamed of killing beings. He is sympathetic and kind, full of compassion for beings. As a result of that, because of such action, after death, he is reborn in happy world, heaven. He will be born into heavenly world, right? So there are 6 heavenly world, and we discussed that earlier, and 16 Brahma world, 4 formless world. Okay? So he will be born into heaven. Next one, if he is not reborn in heaven, but instead of reborn in human world, then what will happen? Wherever he is reborn, he is long lived. So this is the 160 or 16 years old Ken Tanaka from Japan, world's oldest person. Okay, for now, 116 years old. Why is the reason? Because she was not killing beings. Okay, she was protecting the precepts. Okay. Now, some woman or man who hurts beings with a fist, a stone, rod, or sword. So, because of such action, after death, he is reborn in plane of misery, hell. Right after doing those things, he will be born into because he is attacking beings, right? So, as a result of that, he will be born into hell. What will happen? If he is not reborn in hell, but instead reborn in the human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is constantly sick. We have seen some people always they have something, right? some sickness, right? By birth they have some sickness, right? They are suffering from sickness. Okay. All right. Further, but take some woman or man who does not hurt beings with a fist, right? Stone rod or sword. Because of such action after death, he is reborn in happy world, heaven, right? Heavenly world, he will be born because he was not attacking, hurting beings. Okay? All right, further, if he is not reborn in heaven, right, but instead reborn in the human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is healthy. We have seen so many people, they are healthy, right? So by birth, they are healthy. They don't have any kind of even that small diseases like cold, like flu. And there was a Bante in the Buddha's time. He was living 160 years. He did not have even a small cold. He was healthy for his entire life. Right? He was the foremost from his health because in the previous life he was doing this kind of good karma. Right? And next one, some woman or man who is irritable and bad tempered, even when little criticized, he loses his temper, becoming annoyed, hostile, and stubborn, and displaying annoyance, hate, and bitterness. Because of such action after death, he is reborn in plane of misery hell, right? So when someone is angry, okay, if he is not reborn in hell, but instead reborn in human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is ugly. Okay, but if you consider some man or woman who isn't irritable and bad tempered, even when we criticize them, they do not lose their temper, right? They don't become annoyed, hostile, and stubborn, or display annoyance, hate, and bitterness. Doesn't matter whatever they heard, they don't get angry. Okay, they are happy all the time because of such actions after death. He is reborn in happy world, heaven. Okay, heavenly world. That's the result of heavenly world. So when you practice loving kindness, so you can overcome that anger, hatred, right? So as soon as you go to your mind, so you understand that that is bad, and you are collecting a bad karma, you can remove that. So when you do this one, you will be reborn into happy world, heaven. If you come to, if he is not reborn into heaven, but instead reborn in a human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is beautiful. Okay, so they are beautiful. That's the reason behind to be beautiful. Okay, let's go further. Okay, some man who is jealous, is envious, the position, honor, respect, reverence, homage, and veneration given to others. So when some person is getting all these honor, respect, veneration from others, he or she doesn't like, is resentful and bears a grudge. So he doesn't like that, or she doesn't like that. Or the result of that, because of such action after death, he is reborn in plane of misery, hell, right? So in hell world. What happened if he is not reborn in hell, but instead he reborn in the human world? Then whenever he is reborn, he is weak and insignificant. Okay, so that's the reason. Next one. But take someone, some man or woman who is not jealous, not jealous, right? He does not envy the possession, honor, respect, reverence, homage, and veneration given to others. He is not resentful and bears a grudge. So he develop appreciative joy, right? So the meditation for this one to develop that remove that anger, jealousy, and envy. So appreciative joy meditation. You're happy with others' belongings, right? So are happy. So what the reason for this one? And because of such action after death, he is reborn or she is reborn in a happy world, heaven. Okay. Somehow they come to human world. What will happen? He's not reborn in heaven, but instead of he reborn in the human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is influential and powerful. Okay, further, some woman or man who is not generous is very greedy, stingy, same like Dodaya. He doesn't give food, drink, clothing, vehicles, flowers, perfumes, and makeup, and bed, house, and lighting to others, okay, ascetics and others. As a result of that, what will happen? Because of such action, after death, he is reborn in a plane of misery, hell. Somehow, if he is not reborn in hell, but instead reborn in human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is poor. Did not practice the generosity, right? That's the reason. Okay, now go further, but take some woman or man who is generous, gives food, drink, clothing, vehicles, flowers, perfumes, and makeups, and houses, and lighting to others, do ascetics, practicing generosity. Okay, so what will happen as a result of that? Because of such action after death, he is reborn in a happy world, heaven, a heavenly world. So somehow, if he was born, if he is not reborn in heaven, but instead reborn in human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is rich. Let's go to other slide. If some woman or man who is stubborn and conceited, he does not bow to those who he should bow to. He does not rise up for them, offer them a seat, make way for them, or honor, respect, esteem, or venerate those who are worthy of such. Right. So I saw that when we go in the past, so older people are standing and young people are sitting. Right. Don't give that chance or seat to the older people and do not respect. Right. There's no respect to the teachers and adults. They don't care. So don't even respect to parents. As a result of that, what will happen? Because of such action after death, he is reborn in the plane of misery, hell. Okay? And somehow he's not reborn in hell, but instead reborn in the human world. Then wherever he is reborn, he is reborn in a low caste family. right? So that's the reason. Going further, but take some woman or man who is not stubborn and conceited, he does bow to those who he should bow to, and he does rise up from them for them, offer them a seat, make way for them, or honor, respect, esteem, venerate those who are worthy of such. So what will happen when you respect someone? So it will come back to you. And because of such action after death, he is reborn in a happy world, heaven. Somehow, if he is not reborn in heaven, but instead reborn in the human world, then wherever he is reborn in a high caste family, king's family, or very rich families. Okay? So because everybody is respecting them, because he, as a result of he practice, he respected in previous life. Take some woman or man who doesn't go to wise and knowledgeable people to ask, so what is wholesome and what is unwholesome? What is wrong and what is right? What should be followed and what should not be followed? What kind of action will lead to my lasting harm and suffering? Or what kind of action will lead to my lasting welfare and happiness? Which kind of qualities we have to keep? Which kind of qualities we have to develop? Which kind of qualities we have to, remove from our life, right? So somebody doesn't do that, right? What is to develop, what is to remove from their life, and they don't develop that one. They don't know which one to develop and which one not to develop. As a result of that, because of such action, after that he is reborn in that destination, hell. Somehow, if he is not reborn in hell, but instead reborn in the human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is witless. Okay, so because nobody cared about him. But take some man or woman who does approach wise and knowledgeable people to ask, so what is skillful and what is unskillful? What is blameworthy and what is blameless? Okay, what should be cultivated and what action will lead to my lasting harm and suffering? Or what kind of action will lead to my lasting welfare and happiness? They go and ask. They meet ascetics, they ask that question. Okay? As a result of that, what will happen if they, after such action, is reborn in the happy world, heaven, heavenly world. So somehow, if he is reborn and if he is not reborn in heaven, but instead reborn in the human world, then wherever he is reborn, he is very wise, right? Because whatever he tried to develop that is good qualities, it will come back to him. Okay, so then after that, Buddha explained. So it is the way people live that makes them how they are, whether short-lived or long-lived, constantly sick or healthy, ugly or beautiful, weak or influential, poor or rich, in low caste or high caste family, or unwise and wise. Okay, so that's the reason Buddha explained. Why is that? Beings are the owners of their karma, and they are to their karma. Karma is their a determining factor of rebirth, their relative and their refuge. It is karma that divides beings into low and great. So Buddha explained that. So when this one was heard by Todaya's son, Subha, right, he said to the Buddha, excellent Master Gautama, excellent. Right? as if he were turning upright what was overturned, or reveal the hidden, or pointing out the path to the lost, or lighting a lamp in the dark so people with the good eyes can see what's there. Master Gautama has made the Dhamma clear in many ways. Dhamma is Buddha's teachings. I go for refuge to Master Gautama, to the Dhamma and to the Sangha for this day on. May Master Gautama remember me as a lay follower who has gone for refuge to the Buddha and Dhamma and the Sangha. Sangha is all the community of monks. So this is how that Todeya's son, he became a disciple of Supreme Buddha. But earlier, he was not a disciple of Supreme Buddha. Okay, was he had some incident because of his father. So he had some kind of present mind on the Buddha. That's why he came and asked these questions. So he became the disciple of the Buddha. Okay. So this is the sutta. So by understanding all those things, we all be fortunate to understand Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's share the merit now. And so today we collected lots of good karma after practicing loving kindness meditation and also learning Buddha's teachings. Let us share this merit with all our friendly devas and devas from Earth Deva to Aknita realm devas. May all devas rejoice in this merit. May all devas be fortunate to understand Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May our teacher, Pinat Goswami Mahanse, and all the monks around the world, all the nuns around the world, rejoice in this merit. May all of them be fortunate to understand Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us share the merit with all our departed relatives. May they have good food, good shelter, good medicine, good clothing. May all of them one day be fortunate to escape long journey of samsara in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all of you and all of your family members, parents and siblings, and your children and all your relatives, friends, rejoice in this merit. May all of you have long life. Be happy, be healthy, be peaceful. May all the fortune come your way by the power of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, by the power of merit we collected today. May all of you have well-being. May all of you be fortunate to understand Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bhante is chanting verses of blessing. Abhivadana Silis Nichang Vadda Pachaino Chattaro Dhamma Vaddanti Ayuvanno Sukham Balang Ayurarogya Sampatti Sampatti Me Vacha Atho Nibbana Sampatti Minate Samijatu. May the triple bless you all. Tervan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya.